Hi all, today I'm going to show you how to take a basket, and this one I found at a thrift store for 50 cents. It's a really nice little basket, and I'm just going to bling it up a little bit, and it would be something cute for somebody who likes a little bling that can set some things like lotions or makeups and things in their bathroom. So here we go. So first you want to take, just to paint it, because you know, as I've probably shown you before, when you paint a background that you're going to put a napkin on, it kind of makes the napkin pop a little bit. Now, so we're just going to do just a rough paint over it. I'm not concerned with it covering everything. I just want to get the most of that basket color off of the background so that I can apply the napkin. So I'm just doing a nice little coat. So you're watching, my name's Lulu, and this is Crafting Anonymous. And if you have seen my content before and you like what you see, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And also, if you could hit the subscribe button, you know it's free, so I'd appreciate that also. So it helps me develop my content. So knowing what people like, and if you want to leave a comment, I'd appreciate that also. So what you'll see me doing today is making a few changes as I go along, because I have an idea in mind. Like most of us crafters, we have an idea, and sometimes as we start going through with what we're doing, our idea changes. And so that's just it's not uncommon at all for us to do that. So you're going to see that. I'm going to admit that up front. So again, I'm just putting little daubs of paint on here and just dried it up a little bit so that when I'm touching it, I don't get too messy. But as you've seen me before, or if you go back and look at some of my other videos, I am a pretty messy crafter. But what I'm using right now is chalk paint. That cleans up really well. So I think probably because I know it cleans up so well, I probably don't concern myself with getting it all over anything. The only thing I don't like getting it on is my apron. That's terrible, but it's true. So I'm almost done here getting this painted. And so what you're going to do is remove the, you might have seen in the beginning, you're going to remove the layers from the napkin. There's usually some are 2-ply, some are 3. The cheaper napkins are 2-ply. This is just a lunch-size napkin, or I'm sorry, cocktail-size napkin. And I'm also tearing all the edges except for the edge that is going at the top. And the reason I tear the edges is because when you're laying another napkin over it, it helps the seams. They don't look like there's a fine line that's noticeable, so you're not matching up lines or putting a line over another pattern. So it really helps blend that napkin. And this one napkin goes all the way to the other side. So I started laying that down, and I'm using polyacrylic. It's one of my favorite things to use with napkins. You can use a watered down Elmer or white glue. You can use the brand Mod Podge. There's other things there's other things that you can use. I will do all 3 of them depending on what effect I'm trying to get or how much time I want to put into it or what surface I'm using. For this one, I think the polyacrylic is going to be the best because the polyacrylic kind of seals it at the same time. So I do put another coat over it, but the polyacrylic is just so much more forgiving. It took me a long time to want to use it, but I'm so happy that I did. It's just so nice. That's all I can say about it. It's polyacrylic, not polyacrylic. So you're going to see me also throughout this video patching little holes. That's another thing that's really nice to do when you're doing napkin work and you have a pattern that's forgiving like this one, this leopard print or animal, whatever print it is. And it's just really nice. So I'm trying to get it all the way to the edge, and since it's wet, it separates easily. So I'm just going all the way around it. So like I said, this napkin worked really well to cover from one side to the other. So now I'm just piecing little pieces of where I see holes, and I don't have to have the exact pattern, just some color that will look good with it. It's very easy to do, and you really won't notice it once the napkin's dry on the basket. So once I kind of dry it just a little bit to see how I'm doing, you don't want to oversaturate it. We're going to put some more on it later because we do want to see the basket definition of the basket come through the napkin. So I'm just ripping enough to go over the side. Again, the flat part I left on the top to go up against the top of the napkin or the basket. And now I'm just applying it as far as I need to go to make sure I get coverage. Now see, well, we'll see it a little better in a second, but you're really not going to see much of that where the napkin meets together. It just doesn't really stand out at all. And so I'm just applying polyacrylic to my last piece. And this was just the simplest part of the basket, was putting this on. Now I'm patching up some little holes that I didn't tear far enough, and now I'm putting just a light coat over the top just to lay it down. And then I'm tearing off the excess that I don't need, and I'll be using all that excess throughout, because as I'm applying the polyacrylic to kind of give the basket more definition, sometimes I get a little heavy with the brush, and that causes it to tear a little bit. So far that's what we have. And now I'm just trying to see what I'm going to do, and I'm going to change my mind several times. So this is some metal ribbon that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I thought that would look really good on the handle. The only thing that's wrong with using this metal ribbon, it's very hard to get it to stick to your surfaces. It really fights you all the time. But I like it, and I'm not thinking this project through very well as far as what colors I want to use. So I decided that if I put that on there, I should probably get rid of that white. I was going to use another napkin on that, but I decided I'm just going to stain it with some antique wax by Waverly. So I'm just staining that up, and just to get it so that whatever I put on top of it, it's not going to be stark ivory or off-white underneath it. And I want to still leave the inside of the basket the natural basket color. And that looks good with the animal print. So I'm just rubbing that on there, and it dries pretty fast, but I'll give it a quick little dry. And then we'll put the wire ribbon around the handle. Now, again, it doesn't stay very well. I'm cutting it to size, and I'm going to use something called Stick Fast. It's medium, the medium weight. So I'm sticking that on there, and I'm just putting it on the edges because the middle is like a lace, and so it's not really, wouldn't do me any good there. So once I get that on there, I'm going to put some clamps on. It says it takes about 15 minutes for it to stick, so I'm just using everything I can to clamp that ribbon down. I'm even pulling out my clothespins. I ran out of clamps, and so just whatever I can get, it's going to get that baby down. Okay, so that looks pretty good, but now I've got to decide what I'm going to do around the edges. And so I'm thinking about it while I'm sticking all these down. Looks like I'm doing my hair there. All these clamps. Okay, so once I get that down, trying to decide what I'm going to do, and I'm thinking I'm going to use a black napkin, or maybe I'll give it some, put the wire around it, and I'm like, I don't think so. So I'm looking at the black napkin, and that would kind of go good, but I'm really not thrilled with that either. So now I'm thinking about a little bling. So it's just one of those things where you just it's kind of fun just to have an idea and just play around with it. There's so many options. So I've got this bling. It's that I got from the Dollar Tree. It looks like little diamonds, like a diamond ribbon. And I'm cutting it to size. And I'm just going to wrap that all the way around. And I did the clear with the silver edge because of the pewter metal ribbon on the top. Now you're saying to yourself, I don't think that's going to look very good, Lulu. And with that, and you're right. So once I get this around, I'm noticing that I don't like it. And I think the problem I'm having is I'm not a real animal print person. I had bought those napkins, and I'm not making it for myself, and so that is why. But I'm not an animal print person, but I do know that people mix a lot of bling with animal prints, and you can just kind of get crazy with it. They even mix different patterns with animal prints. So I'm thinking, let's just have some fun. So I'm taking all those off because I'm deciding that I don't want that metal handle. So I take it off, and I'm just going to continue with the bling across the top. And so the width of it is exactly the width of the handle. So I'm able to finish that off like that. Now I'm wishing I kind of did the gold, because I have gold also, but I think it looks good to mix it up. Like I said, people do all kinds of wild things with animal prints. And this will look really good if I line the basket later, or just set some things and put some little cosmetic things, maybe go to Ulta and fill it up with some little bath items and wrap it up, and it'll be a nice little either hostess gift or gift for teenagers. So I have some black burlap, and I'm thinking of putting that inside, but I'll have to do that later. I just can't decide right now. But I am going to paint the top rim of the basket black, because I do want to give it a little more contrast on the top, since we do have the contrast with the basket. So I just want to kind of give that silver, make that pop a little better. So I think putting the black kind of helps do that, separates it. And I'll do the inside rim too, but I'm just going to kind of brush it almost like a whitewash with the black, just to like dirty up the inside of the handle. And so I'm not doing it pure black, because I want it to blend, since we're not doing the inside of the basket. Again, my name is Lulu. This is Crafting Anonymous, and if you want to see more of my content, I have other videos you can go back and watch. I'd appreciate if you like this, give me a like. And also, if you have any comments, suggestions, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I just like to craft. I'm a girl who likes to craft. And also, if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. It's free, so just click that subscribe button. That's all you do. So now I'm just wiping it off, kind of dirtying it with a napkin on the edges, filling it in. And now the big key is the polyacrylic is dried a little bit. And so you can go over it again, because you're seeing that as it dries, it's sucking into the basket, and you're seeing more of that basket pattern. It's kind of hard to pick up on the video, but it is a basket pattern. And so all I'm doing is going over it. If I get a little heavy-handed, I just, where I tear the napkin a little bit, I just take some extra pieces and just fill it in. It doesn't have to match perfectly. I just try to get it, if it's a dark color, I try to put some dark color on it. But this isn't an exact pattern, so you're really not going to see any of those little blips. They really blend in really well. So wherever you see a tear, you just go fill it over and put some polyacrylic down there and pat it down. I hope you like this video, and I hope you like what you see. It's a real simple project. You can see it actually took me about an hour and 5 minutes. There's so many variations that you can do. You could make it for the kitchen. Don't bling it up. Just do it a little more rustic. You can put, there's so many different napkins out there. You can do chicken napkins, patriotic napkins, floral napkins, Christmas napkins, all kinds of things. So there we go. It's looking good. I hope you like what you see. If you could, again, click that little subscribe button and give me a like. And I hope to see you following me in future videos. You have a wonderful day. I appreciate you. We're almost done here. Just patching up some final holes again. Lulu, Crafting Anonymous. Hit that subscribe button. It is free. Have a great day.